Hello, Bridgedeer here, coming at you with a new video. Today we are going into The Sims 4. I know that's a little newer than what I usually play, but that's fine. Lately I've been addicted to sim build challenges. I can't stop watching them, and so I decided that I wanted to try one. I believe the one that I am doing in this video is the solid build challenge, or solid color, build challenge. It's where you go to a random color generator and it will pick what color the room of your house will be, and it has to be that full solid color, no other colors in the room if you can help it. So yeah, we're gonna go right into this. Okay, so here is the shell of the house. I've already done it up just because I take forever to do shells because I'm super chaotic about it. Plus this roof took me, way longer than it's supposed to. The color I got was this like turquoisey blue color, so it wasn't exactly green, it wasn't exactly blue. There was a lot of shades in it and none of it looked good for the outside of a house, but I kind of had to just go with it. It was a lot of decisions, but I think on the bottom I decided to do a darker blue and the top is more of the actual color. The roofing was chaotic at best. As you can see there, I had a lot of different swatches and I decided just to go with a more natural looking one with a kind of a greenish turquoisey blue trim, trying to keep that color code as much as I can. The doors were, again, I'm going to keep saying chaos over and over and over again because the Sims team does not seem to know what matching color palettes are or swatches or anything. Also, I found a weird error with the doors. Like, it happened to me more than once. I think I only kept it in one time, but like the door acted like it couldn't be placed somewhere when it could. It was super weird. But in the end, I decided to go with something very, very simplistic and at least, again, very close to the color. Windows, I just kind of gave up on it. I don't know. I'm really, really bad at windows altogether. It's ridiculous. I know that with a new update with The Sims, you can like move windows anywhere instead of kind of like on a grid like they used to be. I did find some same error with that as the door though. And then after the windows, I just skipped really right over doing the back windows in this footage. But I went to the fence, which again was almost exactly the color that I needed. Funny enough, this weird turquoise color is very abundant in The Sims and I don't know why. I mean, it's pretty. Oh, yeah, landscaping. I just kind of eventually skipped over recording my landscaping because it took forever and I kind of cheated a little bit because it was like a green color already. Again, turquoise. Yeah, here you go. I just kind of went more green with it because there really wasn't anything really turquoise. But then when I got to the backyard, I realized I forgot to put the fencing in, so I quickly snapped that on there. And luckily this fence had a matching gate. Again, I don't know why, but The Sims have a lot of this turquoise color in almost everything, except for like backyard stuff. There was barely anything that I could find that kind of went with the color theme. I tried to put this grill in of some kind, but like I just didn't like the look of it. It didn't, I don't know, fit the overarching theme of what I was going with. I don't know what that theme was, but I just didn't like it. And I say overarching theme, but I just put a snail statue in there, so, you know. I'm very consistent. I was kind of surprised that hot tub came in the color that I was looking for. But yeah, whatever. I mean, you do you if you want a bright turquoise hot tub. But, oh, I think I'm just putting in, I put in columns actually to make it, like try to accent it, but it ended up looking at like the same color of the house. This room here, I got like a green, like it was straight up green. Yeah, there's a lot of green. Like for some reason that right there, Sims team, that is not green. The flooring, it's bad. I don't like it. I hate that flooring. I hate using it. All these swatches, I hate all of them. I don't know why I was even looking and wallpapering it. Ugh. Oh, the ombre. Okay, I hate the ombre. I should just do a build challenge where I use things that I hate in The Sims. Oh, okay. So that blue color that the walls ended up being was the actual color of the thing. I'll throw that up eventually somewhere in the video. I also was surprised that there was a crap ton of like blue lighting. And I think I'll show it later on. But I suddenly remember there was a staircase there. And I think it took me about an hour. No, not even an hour. It was probably like 45 minutes to try to put a stair railing on that staircase. And it looked like trash. Like, yeah, there it is. There, that's the staircase I went with. But it never gets a railing. I just can't with it. These green little, like, shelves were another thing. Like, side tables. I could, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what green one I wanted and what looked okay. And I realized this is a challenge. This is a build challenge. Nothing is supposed to look exactly okay. But I get really lost in all the objects for The Sims because there's so many, but none of them are what I want at the time. Oh yeah, I got some plants. Decided to put them on the outside to give it accent or to make it look prettier than what it is, because I mean, it's kind of ugly. It's kind of an eyesore. Same thing with this room. I tried to put these pictures in and I just feel like it just made it worse. Funny enough, I did find a green door, but I cheated a little bit when it came to the doorways because there was no green doorways, and for the life of me, I just couldn't make myself put like doors into everything. It just feels too closed off to me. Okay, this is like the living room, and I got a like deep shade of blue, which will be thrown up somewhere, anywhere. Editing me is gonna hate it, but it's gonna go somewhere. There's a lot of blue flooring, actually. This is like blue wood. Like, who the hell has blue wood in their living room? I just don't understand. Well, at all, besides like maybe a restaurant, maybe a kid's place. I can't. But funny enough, I couldn't find like a blue shade that went well with it, so I just I wanted it fancier, but I ended up with this blue, and then I realized that these dang plants were in the way. Here comes the couches. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what kind of vibe I wanted to go with this living room because it's blue. Like, I feel like you'd walk into this room and instantly want to walk back out because it would just feel like too much too soon. I even found some blue lights that match pretty decently. I think I mostly chose this couch because there's actually matching little chairs to go with it, where a lot of the couches seem like they don't. I really don't understand that decision, but I do not work for EA, so there's that. I actually debated whether or not to put a rug into this room or not, because I hate putting rugs in The Sims 4, because for some reason when you try to select them on occasion, it selects the floor, and I end up accidentally removing the floor a lot, so yeah, it's really annoying. I don't know if I'm the only one who does that, but whatever. I ended up changing that rug and trying to find a blue TV, which there were blue TVs. But, like, I don't understand how the TV that I chose was considered blue. I guess because it has, like, a little blue bin to it, it counts. So, you know, since EA categorized it as blue, then I was going to use it. And then about this moment, I realized that I had everything backward, and I had to change it all around, and I almost thought about just quitting at that time because, like, I was hungry and wanted food and had to redo the living room. And I skipped the portion where I put in the curtains because the curtains were a mess. And I'm not happy about the curtains at all. So let's not talk about them. Let's pretend they weren't there. Then we went into the bathroom, which is purple, actually. But the problem was that there was no purple, like, sink. There was no purple toilet, shower, tub. So if I would have actually followed the rules exactly, there would have been like just a cabinet in this room. And I just don't understand why there isn't purple like toiletry stuff for some reason. There's purple everything else, just not the actual things you need to make a bathroom. So I did actually re-roll a color to actually make this more look like a bathroom. I ended up getting yellow for that. So that's why the sink, tub, shower is kind of a pale yellow color to match the floor. It was frustrating. I know on some people's builds, they just left it empty if it didn't have that color, and I didn't feel like doing that. I also had a huge problem with doing curtains in here because when I was putting in the windows, I didn't realize that I put 2 giant windows into a bathroom. And there's also a bathroom upstairs in this build, and I did the same thing, but I fixed it ahead of time. That big, huge, bay window type of thing that's in the front of the house, I put that in a bathroom. This is why it takes me so long to build things, because I don't pre-plan very well, and it always nips me in the bud later. But yeah, there's the yellow sink and shower and tub. I decided I wanted both in there because I made a pretty big bathroom. Usually I make them way too small. And like right when I was about to leave to go to the kitchen, I realized I had forgotten to put a toilet in the bathroom. So I made such a big deal about having to re-roll to get a toilet, and then I almost leave the build without actually putting a toilet in. And then for the kitchen, I was actually kind of surprised. It was red, and I knew there was red cabinets, but I didn't realize like almost all they had full kitchen stuff in red. I'm not sure why. I don't know. Leave a comment down below if like red's an actually very kitchen-esque color. For some reason, every time when I do a build, I do a yellow or a white kitchen or a gray kitchen. I ended up picking that flooring because it was just the first one I saw, and I just didn't want to have to go through all the swatches over and over again. But even though I didn't want to have to go through the swatches, I still went through all the swatches with the red walls. I'm not understanding my logic there, but I ended up picking something that really didn't match anyway. I tried to make it match. It just didn't work. I just gave up. There's that. Oh, I was also very excited to figure out that these counters actually had top pieces, like top cabinets, because a lot of the Sims 4 bottom cabinets don't have a top piece. The only thing I was a little frustrated with is I don't understand, like, the counters are white and red, but the toppers are black and red with the same silver handle, and I just, for some reason, that kind of, I don't know, I don't like it, but I just dealt with it. There's also a red oven and this little, like, cooktop light thing. I didn't realize it had a light on it, but actually later on when I was finishing this build, I actually whipped around to the back and realized that that had actually been pushed through a wall, so yeah, that didn't turn out the best. It wasn't the best idea. But yeah, most of the appliances came in red. I actually didn't realize there was dishwashers in this game until like just a few moments ago. Also this. I wanted a fire alarm, and I think that actually is a fire alarm, but like not the one that I wanted, and it's ugly and I hate it, but I put it in there anyway because I hate it and not everything can go my way. And I did cheat quite a bit with this build, so I ended up putting curtains in here. And again, I skipped over it because curtains are boring to me, and I have no idea what that is. Also, I realized until much later on that I had forgot to put a light in here, so there's a kitchen light. I didn't think it was thrilling to see me go for like 20 minutes trying to find the perfect light. These little chairs really got me. I don't know why. I love these little chairs, but I wanted it to match, and for some reason, everything I picked I thought matched, and it didn't match, and whatever. I was being a little too, what's it called? I don't know. A little too critical on it. I thought this little table matched, but it really didn't. I really hated it, and I swear I've never seen this table before in my life. But I don't actually go through the objects that much because there's so many, and I don't know. Usually I just want to quickly build something and leave. But yeah, I'm actually surprised there were some chairs that kind of match that table. It was nice. It was nice that I decided at the last minute to put this, like, I wanted a picture, and I ended up putting up this movie poster because I thought it was funny, and I was going to change it, but then I just ended up leaving it just because, again, I thought it was funny, and also most of the other red things kind of blended in a little too much. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I kind of wonder what movie that's supposed to be, if it's supposed to be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or if it's Friday the 13th or whatever, but doesn't seem to really matter. For the upstairs entryway, I got orange, if you can't tell already. And I actually remember to put stair railings in, because for some reason in all my builds, I forget. There actually is a lot of orange swatches, and I never use orange. Also, I was really tempted to use these little ghosts, and if it was like a kid's room, I probably would have, but I wanted to take this a little more seriously, so I decided to just kind of not use the cheeky ghost. Maybe I will do another build where I just don't care and put whatever I want in it. But yeah. Oh god, there's so much orange. I just couldn't pick what I wanted. Also, I was always surprised, like, those, like, little lava lamps or, like, little, plum bell lamps, I thought they were way bigger than that, and they're not. I guess I could size things up, but I just forgot that I could do that in general. Also, you can see a little bit of the roof poking through there, and it bothered me, but I wasn't going to try to fix it, because for some reason, those, like, hexagonal roofs always do that to me. I don't know. But yeah, there was actually orange doors. They were actually white on the other side, so again, I kind of cheated a little bit on that. There's a lot of desks that are orange, and I'm not sure if they're, like, supposed to be orange wood, or if they're just orange to be orange, but I ended up going with, like, a glass look, because I admit the orange was starting to really hurt my eyeballs. Again, it's not a color I look at every day. I also have those cute little windows, and I realized I was unable to put them in almost anywhere else because of that weird error I was getting. But yeah, I decided to kind of make this more of a study area type of thing. I don't know. Wanted it to be a 2-bedroom house, and I kind of just didn't plan the upstairs really well, which sounds about right for me and my build. Also, I was really actually excited to have gotten a lot of bright colors. I admit I did re-roll a few times when I got the same color twice, or color that was too similar than what I just used, because in the beginning I got a lot of turquoise, green, very like light baby green, not like baby puke or anything, but like, you know what I mean, like that soft greenish color that's a lighter version of turquoise, and several same shades of blue, so But here I actually got a different shade of green than I did downstairs, because the shade of green downstairs was actually more of that light pastel green, and upstairs I got more of this dark green. So I decided that the kids' room will be just straight up green. I was half tempted to use the spiderweb stuff, but I couldn't, the floor didn't match it very well, and I wanted to use that floor. And after a while looking at it, it just doesn't look right to me. For some reason, it just doesn't look like a room with that spiderweb thing. I don't know, maybe it's just the way that the colors are in it. I've never actually used it before, but oh yeah, I realized now that the kids' room is actually a fairly weird shape and kind of small. But again, I don't plan bedrooms. Like, the room next door is supposed to be like the master bedroom, and it's super tiny as well. I guess I could have fixed that, but I just didn't feel like doing it. Instead, I just made, the kids' room a toddler room, and the parents' bedroom is just, sorry, it's small. I can't help you there. I mean, I could, but I don't really want to. I never said I was good at building. I just said I liked doing it. And I noticed during this that there was actually a lot of different stuff for toddlers, but like, every time I play the game, I kind of get bored of toddlers real quick, because I don't know, I feel like you don't have to interact with them very much. I feel like you don't really do much with them. I feel like in past games, there's a lot more to do, and like, I did complain in past games a lot that like the toddlers needed too much, because you need to teach them to walk and talk and all this other stuff, but I actually take that back now, because I feel like toddlers are a little useless in this game. Oh, the dollhouses. I love the dollhouses, but I never, like, use them because they're so big. And I tried sizing it down, but it just doesn't look right. I don't know. I just wish I got to use the dollhouses more, because they are very cute. And the kids in the game really like them, but I don't know, they just take up too much room, and I never plan properly, like I said. So also these little wall decals I like using, and I feel like I could have tried to use more, but I just kind of, at this rate, just kind of gave up with the kids' room, because it's a kids' room. If you're actually playing in game, you would probably just change it later on anyway, when the toddler ended up turning into a kid. And yeah, so the parents' room, I got pink, which I was kind of excited about, because actually just the day before this, I had dyed my hair pink, which, if I remember, note to editing me, throw a picture of that up there. Sorry, I can't not speak. A lot times lately I've been using these little emoticon type things in the corners, but I have not changed the hair on that because I change my hair so often that I just don't want to have to keep recoloring it. So there's that. Also, I decided that this bedroom was going to look like a little granny's bedroom because how many parents do you know, or like adults you know, that have pink bedrooms? And like the swatch of this, which again will be thrown up somewhere when I remember to do it, and if I remember to do it, but was a light pink. It wasn't a dark, it wasn't a magenta, it was pastel, like baby pink. So that's what we're going to get. And to be honest, I almost forgot to put flooring in this. And then I saw that swatch, and it's so ugly. I love it. I think that's from the vampire pack, and I just adore it. I've never used it before a day in my life, but now I feel like I'm just going to use it all the time. And yeah. Also, that little light that's in there that I put in there, that came with the new eco lifestyle pack that I have not played with yet, but I think I'm going to do a build video on that too, because I really want to try to make a container home. Originally, I was going to do a container home with the solid color challenge. I decided not to for the current moment. I don't know why. Oh yeah, back with the rugs. I decided I didn't want to put a rug on carpet. I don't know. It was just too much for me. I don't know. Maybe it was a little too little old lady-esque for me. I'm not sure. But instead I ended up going for a little, like, tiny love seat. As a kid, I was confused when I saw adults with love seats in their bedrooms, but I don't know. Still don't get it. Oh yeah, I forgot to put a bathroom door, of all things. I forget to do a lot. Like, there are some builds that I have played in that I've made that are like missing lights, toilets, doors, fencing. Anyway, the bathroom ended up being a great letdown to me because it ended up being a dirty brown color. I don't know, I feel like I could have done it a nice brown and kind of ignored the swatch that came up. But, no, it was a straight up, like, poo brown color. So we just kind of went with it. At this rate, I just didn't really care because it was a bathroom. And I don't like actually doing bathrooms very often. I just feel like they're boring. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just felt like all the swatches for this brown, none of them matched properly. I would expect them to, almost, just because it's brown, because I felt like in every other room it was pretty easy to make things look like they all matched, and for some reason this brown, maybe it's because I wasn't trying hard, but for some reason this brown just wasn't working for me at all. I think it was just also because, yeah, I was disappointed. Yeah, I mean, your last color was brown when you had all these other kind of bright colors. Oh yeah, this toilet. I hate this toilet. For some reason, it looked to be the only straight brown toilet that I could see when I opened the, I don't know, little catalog down there. They had other ones, but they looked more gold than brown to me. And since I already had kind of cheated a little bit with the TV downstairs, I decided to just go with the ugly brown toilet that to me looks like one you would see in a shady rest stop and you just wouldn't want to sit on. I tried to make up for that by using a sink that I really liked to kind of hopefully make it look a little better, but I feel like it just made it look a little worse. And I was frustrated that the brown wood of that sink didn't match the mirror, and I think at that point I just kind of gave up on trying to make any of these brown swatches work. Like, the tub kind of matches the sink, but it's not exactly the same, and it's a little upsetting to me. And then we got this little laundry hamper that always makes me mad because I thought it actually was for laundry and it's not. So yeah, it's just kind of like a prop, and I don't understand why it's like this at all, and it frustrates me to no end. Kind of like these rugs. I just gave up on putting a rug in the bathroom, so if you slip and fall. Anyway, here is the finished build. I was trying to figure out how to do it in live mode, but like I realized I had to put a sim in there, and I just didn't feel like doing that because I don't have a sim. Yeah, I had to fix that little cooktop thing. But yeah, here we are. It's very much an eyesore. It's very turquoise. We have the inside that's like a rainbow kind of threw up on it, except for that bathroom. The rainbow just took a crap on it. But you know, sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go. Then we have the downstairs. I decided I really enjoyed the kitchen, minus that stupid cooktop thing. I think my favorite room was actually the blue living room. It looks pretty decent. Oh, and I accidentally grabbed the coffee table. So that will be it. Everyone have a nice day. Stay safe. Stay as healthy as you can. And I will see you in the next one.